Can you believe we're about to close out 2025? And honestly, the studios are not holding back. November and December are absolutely packed with some of the most anticipated releases of the year. We're talking franchise sequels, horror thrillers, animated adventures, and some seriously star-studded dramas. So welcome back to Filmflix, and let's dive into the movies you absolutely need to have on your radar these next 2 months.
Not be alone in this hunt.
Okay, first up, if you loved Prey from a few years back, you're gonna flip for this one. Dan Trachtenberg is back, and this time he's doing something completely wild with the franchise. Elle Fanning is leading this thing, and here's the twist. We're actually following a young predator who teams up with a human to prove himself. I know, right? It's like they flipped the entire formula. The new Predator designs look incredible from what we've seen. And honestly, after Prey showed us that this franchise still has life in it, I'm all in. It's got that fresh energy while keeping the brutal action we love. This is Predator: Badlands, hitting theaters November 7th.
Someone.
Next, we have a passion project that's been brewing for years. Guillermo del Toro is finally bringing his vision of Mary Shelley's classic to life, and the cast alone has me losing my mind. Jacob Elordi as the monster, Oscar Isaac as Victor Frankenstein, Mia Goth in the mix. It's perfection! Del Toro's calling this a Miltonian tragedy, which means we're getting that deep philosophical horror he does so brilliantly. This isn't just another monster movie. It's about identity, creation, and what it means to be human. I've been waiting for Del Toro to tackle this for so long, and critics who've seen early footage are already throwing around the word masterpiece. Mark your calendars for Guillermo del Toro's Frankenstein, November 7th.
Cheryl mentioned that you're a writer.
I don't do that anymore.
All right, thriller fans, this one's gonna mess you up. Lynn Ramsey, the genius behind We Need to Talk About Kevin, is finally back after 8 years. Jennifer Lawrence plays a young mother spiraling into madness in rural Montana, and Robert Pattinson is her increasingly worried partner. Ramsey's tackling postpartum depression and obsession in that atmospheric, unsettling way only she can pull off. The fact that we've been waiting since 2017 for another Ramsey film makes this feel like an event. And plus, Lawrence and Pattinson, that's the kind of acting powerhouse pairing that gets people talking. This slow burn nightmare is called Die My Love, and it haunts theaters November 7th.
Crisis. We need money for a doctor now.
Ben, what?
All right, here's something I'm genuinely excited about. Edgar Wright directing a Stephen King adaptation. Glenn Powell plays Ben Richards, a guy forced to compete in a deadly televised game show to save his family. And get this, unlike the Schwarzenegger version from the 80s, this one's actually faithful to King's original novel, which is way darker and more satirical. Katie O'Brien is in it too, bringing that action intensity. Edgar Wright's visual style mixed with King's dystopian nightmare, that's the kind of combination that creates something special. With Glenn Powell's star power right now, this feels huge. The Running Man sprints into theaters November 14th. And hey, before we continue, if you're loving this lineup as much as I am, do me a huge favor and hit that subscribe button and smash that like. It genuinely helps us keep bringing you these movie breakdowns. And I promise we've got even more exciting content coming your way.
A trick that is bigger and better than anything you have ever seen. It's now or never. What's the trick?
Magic Heist fans, rejoice! The Four Horsemen are back, and honestly, I didn't realize how much I missed these movies until I saw the trailer. Jesse Eisenberg, Woody Harrelson, Isla Fisher, Dave Franco, and Morgan Freeman are all returning. Plus, they're adding Justice Smith and Rosamund Pike to the mix. Ruben Fleischer's directing this time, and you know what? These movies are just fun. The twists, the illusions, the clever robberies, it's like Ocean's 11 meets Street Magic, and I'm absolutely here for it. Sometimes you just want a movie that entertains the hell out of you without being too serious. Now You See Me 3 pulls off its biggest trick yet on November 14th.
It's more important than ever that you live.
Okay, musical theater nerds, and I say that with love because I'm one of you. This is it, the conclusion we've been waiting for. John M2 brings back Cynthia Arvato as Elphaba and Ariana Grande as Glinda to wrap up their story. This one covers Dorothy's arrival in Oz and all those emotional themes about friendship, society, and choosing good. After the first film absolutely destroyed at the box office and made everyone cry, expectations are through the roof. The full soundtrack is here, the production value is stunning, and honestly, I'm not emotionally prepared for this ending. Get your tissues ready for Wicked for Good, defying gravity one last time, on November 21st.
Every day.
Jiggle it, let's go. I got this.
It's the fuzz!
Family movie night just got an upgrade. Judy Hopps and Nick Wilde are back for another adventure, and this time they're going undercover to solve a case involving a dangerous viper disrupting the city. Ginny Goodwin and Jason Bateman return, and they're adding Ke Huy Quan to the voice cast, which is just perfect casting, honestly. The first Zootopia was way smarter than it needed to be, tackling real social themes while keeping kids entertained. This second one looks like it's doubling down on that world building and humor we loved. Perfect for Thanksgiving week with the family. Zootopia 2 hops into theaters November 26th. For fans, especially you gaming fans, Emma Tommy is bringing back the animatronic nightmares. The first movie was a surprise hit, absolutely dominating both theaters and streaming. Josh Hutcherson returns as a security guard, along with Elizabeth Leo, Matthew Lillard, and Piper Rubio. And look, I know the first one had mixed reviews, but the fans loved it. This second one promises more of that lore, more jump scares, and deeper dives into the haunted pizzeria's twisted backstory. If you're a FAFNAF fan, you're already buying tickets. Five Nights at Freddy's 2 locks you in for another shift on December 5th.
Got more inside of him than any man I've ever met.
Who are you looking for?
Here's one for the prestige drama lovers. Chloe Zhao, fresh from Eternals and her Oscar win, is directing this historical drama about Shakespeare's family, dealing with unimaginable tragedy. Jessie Buckley and Paul Mescal star as Agnes and William, and it's based on Maggie O'Farrell's incredible novel about grief and creativity. Chloe has this beautiful way of finding humanity in every story she tells. And combining that with this cast, I'm expecting something emotionally devastating in the best way possible. This is the kind of movie that sticks with you long after the credits roll. HAMNET performs December 12th.
Is that enough to kill a monster?
What makes you think I kill monsters?
Brian Fuller fans, finally! The creator of Hannibal is bringing his twisted imagination to the big screen. A young girl is convinced there's a monster under her bed, so she enlists her neighbor to help prove it. Sounds simple, right? But with Mads Mikkelsen, Sigourney Weaver, and Sophie Sloan starring, you know this is going to be something special. Brian Fuller has this unique ability to blend horror with whimsy and genuine emotion. This feels like a darker Pan's Labyrinth meets Coraline, and honestly, that combination has me completely sold. Thus Bunny crawls out from under your bed December 12th.
I've worked for her ever since she finished law school, so I'm not exactly neutral.
James L. Brooks is back. The legend behind As Good as It Gets and Terms of Ending is directing this political comedy drama, and the timing couldn't be better. Emma Mackey plays a young politician trying to balance her ideals with the messy reality of politics. The supporting cast is insane. Jamie Lee Curtis, Woody Harrelson, Albert Brooks, Kumail Nanjiani. Like, that's a masterclass in acting right there. Brooks knows how to blend sharp comedy with real emotional depth. And given everything happening in the world right now, this feels like essential viewing. Ella McKay campaigns into theaters December 12th.
Hello?
Millie's gonna be living with us?
She's gonna live with us.
Psychological thriller alert, Paul Feig is adapting Frida McFadden's best-selling novel, and if you've read it, you know how wild this story gets. Sydney Sweeney plays a housemaid who starts uncovering dark secrets in a wealthy family's home, alongside Amanda Seyfried, Brandon Schlaner, and Michelle Maroney. McFadden's books are famous for their insane plot twists, and the fact that they're keeping this super secretive means we're in for some serious surprises. Sydney Sweeney in a thriller? After Euphoria and The White House, she's proven she can handle complex, layered characters. The Housemaid cleans up the mysteries on December 19th.
I'm ready!
Let's go!
Okay, who doesn't need some pure, wholesome SpongeBob joy during the holidays? This animated adventure has our favorite sponge venturing into the deep sea to battle the ghost of the Flying Dutchman. Tom Kenny, Clancy Brown, Bill Fagerback, the whole gang is back. Look, SpongeBob movies are comfort food for the soul. They're funny, they're heartfelt, and they never try to be anything other than what they are, a good time. Perfect for taking the kids or just going by yourself because, let's be honest, we're all still kids when it comes to SpongeBob. The SpongeBob movie Search for SquarePants dives into theaters December 19th.
Are you ready?
This biblical epic follows David's journey from humble shepherd to anointed king. The songs, the faith, and yes, that battle against Goliath. This isn't just another Bible story retelling. It's about courage, love, and fighting for what you believe in. The scope looks massive, and honestly, we haven't had a really great biblical epic in a while. If you're into historical dramas with big emotional stakes and even bigger action sequences, this is gonna hit that sweet spot. David faces his destiny on December 19th. And finally, yes, you heard that right, we're getting an Anaconda remake. But this time, Tom Gormican is turning it into a comedy while keeping the giant snake thrills. Paul Rudd, Jack Black, Thandiwe Newton, Daniela Melchor, and Steve Zahn are facing off against a massive reptile. And honestly, this sounds like the most fun you can have at the movies. The original 90s film is a cult classic for a reason, and reimagining it as a comedy adventure with this cast, that's just genius. Sometimes you want prestige drama, and sometimes you want Paul Rudd and Jack Black running from a giant snake. No judgment here. Anaconda squeezes into theaters December 25th. Yes, Christmas Day. And we're saving the biggest for last. Literally, James Cameron returns to Pandora for the third chapter of the Avatar saga. The Sully family's back, but this time we're exploring new Na'vi cultures, volcanic regions, and the conflicts with humans are reaching a boiling point. Sam Worthington, Zoe Saldana, Sigourney Weaver return, with Una Chaplin joining the cast. Say what you want about Avatar, but Cameron delivers spectacle like nobody else. The visuals are going to be groundbreaking again, the world building even deeper, and this is absolutely going to dominate the box office. Whether you're a diehard fan or just love epic sci-fi, you can't miss this. Avatar: Fire and Ash ignites theaters December 19th. And there you have it, folks. November and December 2025 are absolutely stacked. I'm genuinely curious what's at the top of your list. And remember to subscribe and hit that notification bell so you don't miss our reviews when these movies drop. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you at the movies. This is Filmflix, and we'll catch you in the next one.